Hey guys, so this is our lesson that you guys are doing when I'm gone. We are reviewing for a quiz on chapter 1. So far we kind of condensed chapter 1 into small sections here. I asked that today you take these notes and I will check your notes so you'll get credit for taking them. So on Tuesday when I see you, because we're off Monday because of Labor Day, that you will have those notes to show me. Also, you should have last class's homework, so along with the notes, you should have section 1, 3 to, you should have 1, 3 to 1, 5 homework. So in addition to that, so like have those two along with what you're gonna get today. So our test is gonna be on Monday, or no, sorry, Tuesday. But I actually should say it's a quiz. We've only done 3 days, so it's not going to be a huge point value. It's going to be on Tuesday, which is the 7th, I believe. But we will spend some time reviewing before we start. Now, for that day, I'd like you guys to make sure you guys have a calculator, so you can use a calculator. But you will not be able to use your notes. So no notes, no friends. So make sure you guys have a calculator on Tuesday. So we're going to review kind of all the different topics we talked about as an overarching rule here. And then you guys will work on the homework that's going to be due Tuesday. And then if you haven't finished that yet, you can work on the homework that was due today. So this is asking us to round to a bunch of different decimal places. So we round using decimals, we round using whole numbers, we round using like change and dollars, so we're going to talk about all that. So rounding to the tens place. So notice tens is not decimals, that's whole numbers. Tens versus tenths. So like these two are two different things. So tens place is that where that 8 is. So I have to look at the 2 next to it, so the 2 tells me to round down. And then I can leave it like that, but I can probably also put the zeros as well. But so that 8, the 2 told me to round down. Now just a reminder with front end rounding, that's just this first decimal place, or the first place. And then I look at the next one, so this would be 60. Now cents, remember, is like the money part of this. So like, how much money would I pay in the store? So that penny spot, where the pennies would be for cents, is the 0. So we're going to look at that 7, that tells me to round up. So this would be $5.81. Now with the video, the reason why I wanted you guys to bring your headphones today is that we can pause it if needed, if I'm writing too fast or you know, have a question or something. Miss Miller's glad to answer questions, but if you you know, can move along if you need to. All right, so now this one is saying the dollar place. Kind of a little bit confusing there. So the dollar is like if I were just paying in dollars, like we were out of coins. So I'm looking at that 8, and then I'm looking at that 1 next to it, so this would be $28. And then the tens place here. So in this case, it goes tenths, hundreds, thousands. So this is the tenths. I'll make that a big arrow. So I'm going to look at that place to the right of it. Sorry, I just realized that's really hard to see. Is that better? Better or worse? All right, so that's a 7 there, so it's going to be 0.7, oh sorry, 0.8, we'll make that an 8, because of the fact that that 7 becomes an 8 because it rounds up. All right, so rounding, we should be able to write things as a number based off of what they have given to us. So 200 and 300ths. So there's kind of two things going on here. First of all, remember that and is our decimal place. So the 200 and then decimal, 300ths. So remember, it goes tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So 300ths, so in the hundredths place, I have to put the 3. So nothing in the tenths place, and then the hundredths. So this is 200.03. Then we have 15,622. So 15 million. So just thinking about this, we have like the hundreds place, we have the thousands, and then we have the millions. So 15 million. The commas help us, so it tells us we need a comma. But if you notice, there's no thousands here. So I'm going to put zeros as my placeholder for my thousands. So there's no thousands, comma, 622. If I wanted to put a decimal, it would go at the end if I wanted to put one at all, but I don't need it. All right, the last few here, they want us to add, subtract, or multiply using estimation. Check your answer using your calculator. So in this case, so again, we're working with our estimation. So 28.75, I would probably call this like, I don't know. So if I'm subtracting, I might change how I kind of estimate. I might just call this 29. And 11.06, I might just call 11. Because those are pretty easy to subtract. Now, if I called that like 30 and 11, yeah, like 30 or like 30 and 10, maybe it wouldn't be as accurate. So I get 18 for my final answer. But then that's my estimated answer, but then I actually want to do this using a calculator. So again, making sure you guys have a calculator to use on test day. Don't assume I have enough for everyone. When I subtract these two, I get 17.69. And so I'm pretty close. I'm within like about 30 cents of being correct. So the estimation in this case was good. Now this one, my estimation might be a little bit more broad because 6.6 and then 21.02. Actually, now that I say that, it probably isn't that bad. So 6.6, I'm probably going to call 7. And then 21.02, I can probably call that 21 if I want, or 20. So it kind of depends on your comfort level. If you can multiply 21 by 7, if you're okay with that. Otherwise, if you did 20 times 7, you get 140. You're still within like the same ballpark, but then we want to check that. So either one would be okay with me in this case, depending on what your comfort level is. And then when I actually multiply these, I get 138.732. And it's actually kind of interesting. I'm actually closer with when I round it down to like nicer numbers to work with. So it kind of depends on your interest or comfort level there. All right, then it says divide using estimation and your calculator. I wanted to mention this because division like this is sometimes confusing in your calculator. So when we do this, this number actually goes in first. But let's do estimation first. So 999.6. Hopefully you agree that's just 1,000. And then 58.8. I guess I'm going to call that like 60 maybe. This is not the easiest thing to divide. So like I'm kind of looking at that, and I might even say I might go down to 50, just because I'm more comfortable with that. Because then I would do 10 divided by 5 is 2. And then, so what I want to do is I want to check how many zeros. So if there's 3 zeros here, between these two there has to be 3, so it would be 200. If I do this one, sorry, hang on a second. So 2 times 5 is 10. Sorry, I was wrong about that. doing this at the end of the day. So 2 times 5 is 10. There's my 0, 10, and then there's 2 zeros, so it's actually just 20, sorry. 200, I'm like, that doesn't sound right. So it's just 20. Now, if you did this, 10 divided by 6 is a little bit tougher to do. So I would probably stick with this one, and then let's check it. So 999.6 divided by 58.8, and I get 17. So I'm a little bit off, but I'm, again, in that ballpark. So now for your homework, you guys are going to be doing this as your homework. Now, again, I actually attach the homework right to your note packet. So if you flip it over, is that first page, and then the second pages are there as well. This is due on Tuesday, along with your other homework and making sure you guys have the notes. This is not a very long video, so it's probably a little bit on the short side. Sorry, Miss Miller. So I hope that you guys use your time wisely to get this done and previous work done, and then also maybe get homework done for the weekend so you don't have to take much home with you. So hope that works out well for you guys, and we should be ready for a test on Tuesday. So bring questions that you're struggling with. You can always come into AR on Tuesday as well. Thank you. Take care.